This conference will now be recorded.
Today, let us go with the remaining part of JSP. So we are left out with one more topic, that is JSTL. Then after JSTL, we'll develop an application using all the concepts what we have learned up to now in JSP. So let us initially go with JSTL. JSTL stands for JSP Standard Template Library. It's a library of tags. It's what? It's a library of tags. Standard Template Library. JSTL is a collection of tags created using custom tags by Apache company. Who has given this JSTL? It is not given by Java people, it is given by Apache company. These are all tags. And who has created this? Apache company, by using which concept? Custom tags. Then, very important point, in order to use JSTL tags, we need to copy JSTL 1.2.jar file into web.inf lib folder. So if I want to use this JSTL tag, since it is a third-party library, we need to copy this jar file into which folder? Lib folder of web.inf. Let me show this part. Open search engine like Google and you can search here for JSTL 1.2.jar download. You can use any link to download. Generally, I prefer to go with the Maven repository. So what is Maven? I'm going to discuss in tomorrow's class. So this is the link you can use to download jar file. In this page, you can see jar. In this page, you can see what here? Jar. So just to click on this jar to download. Once the file is downloaded, go to the folder where it has been downloaded. Copy this file and paste it into what? In our Eclipse web project, src main web app. Under web app, you can see web.inf. Right click on lib and say paste here. Right? So just this one. So it's why we need to copy into lib folder? Because the application will be running on server side and server will look for third-party jar files in lib folder. So this completes the setup to use JSTL. Now let us understand this with the programs. Very simple, self-explanatory programs. JSTL core1.jsp. Initially we are seeing core tags. Even I'll discuss how to go with SQL tags, also how to connect to database using JSTL. That also we'll discuss today. Now let me show these 4 small examples. So right click on web project and see new JSP file, JSTL core1.jsp. Whenever we want to use JSTL tag, since it's a third-party library, we have to refer to the library. How to refer to library? By using tag lib. Then direct to tag lib URI equal to http://java.sun.com /JSTL /JSTL/core. We are referring to core tags. And we have to go with the prefix to the tag. I'm using here C, any prefix. Once you refer to this JSTL core tags, now by using JSTL, if I want to display a message onto the browser screen, we use a tag out. What tag we have to use to display a message or value of variable on browser screen? Out tag. So we have to refer this out tag using the prefix C :out. Value equal to, we have to use attribute value equal to, and whatever the message you want to display, we can display can display what? Using this out tag here. Now when we run this code, so start the server and opens the browser and displays the message, say welcome to JSP. Right? Clear this first code, all of you? No. Now let us discuss some variables. In order to declare the variables, we use the tag set. Set variable equal to number1, value equal to some 20. I want to declare one more variable, set variable equal to number2, value equal to 30. Now we want to find sum of these two numbers. So to find sum, we'll say sum colon out value equal to number1 plus number2. We are adding these two variables. Now see the result when we run. We are getting the same as it is num1 plus num2, because whatever the value we keep it in double quotes, that will get printed as it is. But I want to take the value of variable number1 and add it to variable number2. So whenever you want to use these values for calculations expressions, we have to keep this value in between $curly brace. We have to keep the value in between what? $curly brace. Right? Now this one also we have to keep it in $curly brace. Now see the result when we run, getting the sum as 50 here. So whenever you are doing some calculations, keep the values present in what? $curly brace. And what is this $curly braces? We call it as expression language. Expression language in JSP. Shortcut even people call EL. EL means expression language. Right? Clear the first example, all of you? No. Let me go with second example. Right click on project and say new JSP file, JSTL core 2.jsp. Here we go with the two variables. So, and out of these two variables, we want to know which is big. So to do that, we have to go with the condition means C:choose. We have to use which tag? C:choose to check a condition C:when, and we have to use attribute test equal to. So in expression language only, we have to do the comparison. $curly brace num1 GT we have to use. If I use this greater than symbol, it's a symbol of tag. Less than symbol also symbol of tag. So we have to use in expression language we use GT. Number1 GT, number2 GT means greater than. If number1 is greater than number2, then we'll say C:out value equal to number1. So this one is our big now. Go with the message big colon C:out value equal to number1. C:, otherwise. Otherwise means if the condition is false, else what? If the condition is false, we'll say big colon C:out value equal to number. Whenever you want to go with conditions, we have to say C:choose, and to check the condition C:when. Now see when we run, we get big as C 30 here. One more example, how to go with for loop. How to go with for loop using JSTL. JSTL core a.jsp. To go with for loop is we have to say here C:for each. For each. And say variable equal to I. Begin. The loop starts from 1 and ends at 10. Just print the value present in variable I. So C:\out value equal to dollar curly brace I. Now see when we run, it's going to print the numbers from 1 to 10. One more example. JSTL 4.jsp. How to go with collection of items? To collect the items, we go with C:\for tokens. C:\for tokens, items equal to the list of items. I'm going with the variable name, fruits, and these items are separated by delimiteds. These items are separated by comma. Now, this all items are connected with the variable fruits. Take the value of fruits. How to take? C:\out the value equal to dollar curly brace fruits. Right? So like that, we are having so many JSTL tags. Only when the requirement comes, we browse more on JSTL. Else not required. Nowadays, this concept is used very less. Okay. So only when the requirement comes, then browse more on JSTL. Clear? Any questions? No. Now let us develop an application using all the concepts. So I can simply say like a small mini project using JSP. So the application what we want to develop is, here we'll be accepting the current customer details like customer name, username, password, age and email. These details we want to insert into customer table. That's the main objective of this code. And we should able to get the customers present in the table. We should able to get the records and display back in tabular format. That's application we are going to develop now. So for that, the first thing, let us create the table. Create a table customer in MySQL. Let's say create table customer with customer name, varchar of n, username, varchar of 10, then password, varchar of 10, age, int of 2, email, varchar of 15. Let us create this table now in MySQL. Open MySQL command line client. Go with the password as root. Use Java 05, our database name, and create the table now. Create table customer name, varchar of 10, username, varchar of 10, password, varchar of 10, age, int of 2, and email, varchar of 15. Right? So we have created the table. Now, so I want to go with object oriented, means what are the customer details we are accepting from user. I want to store it into a Java Bean class object. Then I can take that object and insert that object into the table. That's the way we are going to work here. So for that, create a Java Bean class customer in my package of web project. customer.java. Let us create a Java bin class here. So under web project, under src, under src main Java, you can see the package mypack. Under src main Java, you can see all our source codes. So right click on mypack and say new class. Let us go with the name customer. Go with the properties, await string, customer name, await string, username, await string, password, await int age, await string, email. So we have created the properties. Now generate setters and getter methods. How to generate? Right click and say source, and you can see the option say generate getters and setters. Select all and say generate. So now the code is ready for us. The Java bin class is ready. Now let us accept this customer details from user. So for that we have to create a welcome page. Create a welcome page. Customer.jsp in web project. Right click on web project and say new JSP file customer.jsp. Here it is in the form action equal to save customer. Let us go with the JSP file save customer. So when you click on submit button, it connects to save customer.jsp. Since we are going to accept the passwords, select the method as post. Accept the details. Customer name, input type equal to text, name equal to customer name, next username, input type equal to text, name equal to username, password, input type equal to password, name equal to password, age, input type equal to text, name equal to age, email, input type equal to text, name equal to email. And one submit button. Input type equal to submit, value equal to save customer. So when you click on this submit button save customer, it connects to save customer.jsp. So what are the names you are giving here to the form fields? We have to use the same names here. These same names what you have given to Java bin property names, the same spellings we have to use for our HTML form fields. Then only we can take this data and keep it into this Java bin class customer class object. Now the next step, let us create the save customer.jsp. Create a JSP file, save customer.jsp in web project. Right click on web project and say new JSP file, save customer. Now here what we have to do? We have to connect to the Java bin class. How to connect to Java bin class? JSP colon usb ID the object name customer class. What is the name of the class? mypack.customer and say scope equal to session. So we have connected to the job in class customer. Now we have to invoke the setter methods. How to invoke setter methods? JSP colon set property name equal to customer property equal to star. That's it. Property equal to star, which is going to invoke all the setter methods of your job in class customer. So with these two lines, your customer object is ready with values. Now the object is enhanced. What I should do with this object? I should take this object data and insert into this customer table. So for that, I'm writing the script code. Here we'll say boolean flag equal to insert customer. I'm going to create a class insert customer with a static method save customer, and to this I'll pass our customer object. We are going to create a class insert customer. This is our business logic. This classes we call business logic classes. So by using this class with a static method save customer, I'm passing customer object. So this method will take care of inserting this complete object data into table. And once the record gets inserted, it's going to return true. So check here. If flag, means if it's returning true, we'll say out.println customer added successfully. Customer added successfully. Now, let us create two hyperlinks. So here let us create a hyperlink, two hyperlinks, ahref equal to customer.jsp add new customer. So when you click on this hyperlink add new customer, it connects to customer.jsp, which is going to where you can add one more customer details. Let us create one more hyperlink, ahref equal to display customer.jsp display customer details. So when you click on this hyperlink display customer details, it will connect to display customer.jsp. This will take care of displaying all the customer details in tabular format. So how many customers are there? All those details it's going to display in tabular format. So this completes our save customer. Any questions up to here? No. Now let us create this class insert customer. Create a class insert customer in my package. Insert customer. Right click on my pack and say new class insert customer. Here we are going to write the database connection code. So import our java.sql package. We'll use jdbc code here. So here create a method, static method, because we called using the class name boolean save customer, where we pass customer object as an argument. Now what I should do, I should take this customer data and insert into table. So for that we take one n equal to 0. I'll explain why I'm taking in variable. Then create the form data like string customer name equal to customer dot get used customer name. We are calling the getter methods. We are pulling out one value from customer object so that I can insert these values into table. Similar way, string username equal to customer dot get username, string password equal to customer dot get password, string age equal to not string int age equal to customer dot get age, string email equal to customer dot get email. Right? By using getter methods, we are pulling out one value from the customer object. Now these values we want to insert into table. So go with the database connection. So load the driver class dot for name, form dot mysql dot cj dot jdbc dot driver. Establish the connection on equal to driver manager dot get connection jdbc colon mysql colon slash localhost colon 3306 slash java 05 our database name, username is root, password is root. Hope you remember this database connection properties. Okay, so you have to remember this compulsory. Okay. Now go with prepared statement. St equal to con dot prepared statement. We have to insert into the table name customer values. We have to replace these Java variables. How to replace Java variables? Single quote, double quote plus customer name plus double quote, single quote. Why single quote? Varchar. Similar way, single quote, double quote plus the variable name plus double quote, single quote. So whenever you want to replace a Java variable in our SQL command, the syntax is double quote plus variable name plus double quote. And why we are applying single quote? Because of string or varchar. Comma single quote double quote plus password plus double quote single quote, comma double quote plus age plus double quote. Single quote is not required for integer. Then comma single quote double quote plus email plus double quote single quote. That's it. I've just created the insert command. Now I execute this command. Can say int n equal to st dot execute update. Now, if the record is inserted into the table, the value of n will become what? 1. So, if the value of n is 1, means the record has been inserted successfully. Else, the value of n will remain 0. That is the use of n variable to check whether record has been inserted or not. Right? Now, after this, check here if the value of n has become 1. The value of n has become 1, then we are going to return true. Else, return false. If you are returning true here, then the record has been inserted. So we go with the message customer added successfully. Right? That completes our insert customer class. Since insert customer is a class belongs to my pack, so whenever we are using a class of a package, we have to import the package. How to import the packages in JSP? %@page, use the attribute import equal to my pack dot insert customer. Here, the error will go off now. This is the way to import packages in JSP. Right? Now let us go with the final step, display customer.jsp. So what I should do when I click on this display customer details, it should connect to customer table, pull out all the records from customer table and display in tabular format. So the final step, let us create display customer.jsp. Create a JSP file, display customer.jsp in web project. And finally, run the application customer.jsp. Now let us create this file. Right click on project and say new JSP file, display customer. Now, here in this one, I'm going to make use of JSTL tags. We want to use JSTL tags so that we can get the database connection and we can traverse the records getting from database table. So to use JSTL tags, what we have to use %@tag clip URI equal to http://java.sun.com/jsp/jstl/core. I'm going with the prefix C. When we want to use SQL tags here, JSTL/SQL prefix, I'm saying SQL. Now, first of all, we have to get the database connection. How to get database connection using JSTL is by using the tag set data source. We make use of a tag what here? Set data source. Then go with the variable name. Variable name, I'm saying data source. Provide the details like driver. What is a driver? com.mysql.cj.jdbc.driver. URL jdbc mysql //localhost 3306 /java05 user equal to root, password equal to root. That's it. So with this simple tag set data source, we get the database connection to MySQL. Okay. So now we got the connection to MySQL and it is now present in this variable data source. Now go with the body tag. Here we want to execute the query. Select start from customers. So to do that, we go with the tag SQL:query. SQL:query variable equal to customers data source. Data source equal to dollar data source. What is this variable? The customers data source is for dollar data source. When you are referring to this data source variable, this is the connection details what data source holds now. Now go with the query. Select star from. What is the name of the table here? Customer. So from this, I want to pull out the records. So this is the query. When we apply this query, we get the list of records from table and that records are connected by this variable customers. Now traverse this variable customers. So for that, we want to show the data in tabular format. So create a table. Create a table row. In the first row, we go with the table heading, customer name, username, password, age, and email. These are our table headings. Now the remaining rows, we have to traverse the customers. We have to traverse this variable customers. We have to pull out the records and display. So for that, say here C:(for each, C:(for each, variable equal to customer, variable equal to customer, items equal to dollar customers dot rows. So when you say here dollar customer dot rows, this customers is the variable which is connected to this select command query. So it is going to pull out one row and gives it to this customer. So customer holds one record now. Now display each record in tabular format. So create a table row. For each record we have to display in a row. So create a table row. Then table data. Now we have to call the getter method or take that value of customer C:(out value equal to dollar customers, or can even say (out value equal to $customers dot customer name. So we are connected to this customer. What I should pull now? Customer name. So we are taking the customer name and printing. Similar way, go with the other data. Username. Next one, password. Next we are taking one property value and displaying here. Password, age, email. We are just displaying the data in tabular format. That's it. That completes our application. Any questions, anyone? So no need to mug up all these codes. Okay, just to practice these codes. Now run the application from customer.jsp. So customer name, username, Raj123, password, Raj123, age, some 33, email, Raj at xyz, so gmail.com. Then save customer. If the record has been inserted, see we get the message, the customer added successfully. If you want to add one more record, add new customer. Fill the data. Ramu123, password Ramu123, age some 25, email ramu at gmail.com. Save customer. Again, if I want to insert, add new customer. Ramya123, Ramya123, age some 22 or 21 something, Ramya at gmail.com. Now click on save customer. Like this, we can keep on adding the records. Check it here. In the table, select star from customer. See, all the records, whatever we have added, it's now present in the table. Now we want to pull out these records and display in tabular format. So for that, we have to click display customer details. So it's not adding the customer names, right? The spellings are same. This we need to observe more. Customer name. In the table, it has added. So table is no problem. So it has added. Only display customer, we are having the problem. Okay. Here in the table, it is customer underscore name. Okay. Customer underscore name in the table. So now, if I run this application, let us add one more record. I'm just adding one more record. So see, when you click on this display customer details, we are getting the details. See, because in the table, the spelling is customer underscore name. So that only we have to pull out and use it over here. Right? Clear this application, all of you? Any questions? Now let us understand the drawback with this application. What are the code we have written? What is the drawback? So the drawback is like in future, if I add one more property like customer address, when I add one more property customer address, Then in this insert customer code, do I need to modify this piece of code? Do I need to modify this save customer? Right? We have to go to the code and say again string address equal to customer.get address, and in the command also, in SQL command also, we have to modify this code. We need to say customer address also. So means whenever our Java Bean class getting updated, every time we have to come back to this save customer method and update our code. This is one drawback. And one more drawback is database connection. So here we are connecting to MySQL. In future, if I update to Oracle, then again I have to come back to the program and modify the code. And some SQL commands may differ from database to database. So these are the drawbacks with this code up to now. So to rectify these drawbacks only, we are having a framework. We are having a framework called as ORM frameworks like Hibernate. We are having a framework what? ORM frameworks like Hibernate. So in Hibernate, we play with objects over there. It's also for database connection, but we play with objects. Right? So tomorrow, we are going to start off with the frameworks part. And tomorrow we are going to introduce about Hibernate framework. But before we start with the frameworks, we are going to introduce Maven tool. So initially we'll discuss Maven tool. Then after that we'll introduce about Hibernate. And one more point. And in order to get this connection, already I informed in the last classes, that is in lib folder we need to add this MySQL connector Java. Don't miss out this. To run this application, copy setting for this setting for the application. What we have to do, copy MySQL -connector -java some version number 8.0.30.jar file into web-inf lib folder. So then only this application is going to work. So if you are not doing this setting, then this application will not work here. So already I have shown this in servlets how to do this. Right? Any questions, anyone, before I close for today? So from tomorrow, we are going to start off with the next category of our course, very, very important one, frameworks. Right. Thank you all. Thank you.